Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing a reading for water sign, Sun, Moon and Rising. So I've got, the deck I'm using is by Fairy Tarot Cards, Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And the other deck I'm using is, let's find it, Work Your Light Oracle Cards Guidebook. Now, the first card I pulled is the Chariot. So you may be travelling somewhere or wanting to travel somewhere. You could be in the spotlight recently. You've had all eyes on you. Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline and celebrating your accomplishment. You may be an actor. You may be a singer. You could be have your own social media channel, platform. But it is saying that with the Chariot, it's kind of symbolic of trying to steer the horses between the dragonflies in this case, but in the Rider-Waite deck it's horses, and he's trying to steer between light and darkness. So he struggles with, the Chariot represents depression. It's also the Sagittarian energy, and it could be the vehicle that you're travelling in. So maybe you're going to buy a new car, or looking at buying a new car. Or look at how you carry yourself. You're a vessel, right? How we get through life is either through walking or running or swimming or driving. You may be changing your mode of transport, which is obviously a new car, if you're into a car. But it's also talking about travelling, navigating the negative and positive influences on your life. That's the Chariot. Yeah. Self-discipline. And then we've got the Magician. That's a really good card. That's an Aries card. I see that as Aries. It's like the rock star of the zodiac. You could be a superstar. You could be a rock star on stage, but it's just saying that they're big personalities, Aries, and they can manifest anything. They're really good at the law of attraction. So you could write something down and then attract what you're after. You could. I used to do it when I used to work in makeup. I'd write a $50 figure down. That was back when we had the price drop in Estee Lauder, and the makeup all was dropped down to $50. So I would write that in the column, and then within 5 seconds later I would sell a bottle of Double Wear. $50 it was, and it was just something I did. I used to play games with it, and it happened. Or I'd wear something that's green, and I would attract green cars or green something, you know. Whatever you put on, or whatever you speak, whatever you write is powerful. So at this time it's telling you, you need to tell yourself positive things, and you will manifest what you need to be a success. So when I do manifestation spells, I use candle magic. I've got a candle which I didn't light. I forgot to light it, but it's almost gone because it's called the red candle magic, which is bring love to me. So I'm out there looking for love, and I think it would be nice to attract love. And you're meant to light the candle for an hour a day, and you write in the candle, because I've got a book on candle magic. You anoint the candle in oil, so you clean it with oil, like rose oil, lavender oil. Then you use a pen and you write, bring love to me. And that's how it comes in. Now the Magician represents that he's got a bed of roses on one side of the fence, a bed of white roses on the other side of the fence, and he's got his staff. He's at the base of the mountain, and he wants to climb up to the tower. And the tower is his goal, but he's at the bottom. So he's just starting his journey. Yeah. And that's what it's saying. You can manifest things if you want them. At the bottom of the deck is the Princess of Cups, which is the gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced Princess of Cups. A new relationship or emotional experience. In the past, you may have been involved with someone that was I'm not saying childish, but childlike, not immature, but still very childlike, and they may have not been fully developed when you met them. They are gentle, they're sensitive, they're kind, they're inexperienced, they're romantic, they might love to read poetry, they may like to write poetry, and these people are generally very gifted with their words. They may be really good at communication. When they love deeply, and they may like to sit out in the garden to soak up all the nature. It helps calm their thought processes down. I'm also getting that you need to do long meditational walks because you're a highly sensitive person. That's what I get. Six of Cups is past. So it's saying in the past you may have you may have recently connected with someone that you haven't seen or heard for a very long time that you used to work with or just were friends with. And you might be been processing events that have unfolded back in the past as well. You may have had to, how do I say, run through nostalgic old photographs, things like that, as a way to process all those emotions. Then we've got balance. Balance to me is a Libra card. You may have Libra heavily in your charts. I've got a feather to represent the Libran. You may be very schooled in the law when it comes to law. You may be trying to balance. Again, it's talking about balance. Homeostasis is what we call it in beauty therapy terms. You may be trying to balance the negative and the positive things in your life. The red blood, which is feminine, and male energy, which we won't talk about because it's PG YouTube, but you know when a man gets excited and then there was the end climax, that is their protection. That is their way to protect their, how would you say, protect their aura. So women through menstrual cycles are extremely intuitive. Men, when they do that, they're extremely intuitive as well. That protects their aura, or auric field, I like to call it. Now the Dreamer, this is an interesting card to pull. This is like a child that you may want it to have in the future. Well, it also means childlike. So you may meet someone that's quite childlike, still hasn't learnt how to protect themselves. They may have an innocence to them that you haven't seen in a very long time, and it's kind of refreshing because there's no angle. They don't have an angle. They don't have they're not out to make anything from you or use you for credentials or clout or whatever you want to call it. They actually just want to help. They just physically like to help people. So it's time for a fresh start, being open to new ideas, beginning a new adventure, taking a risk, no limits, embracing your true purpose. The first step in making any dream come true is to believe. Happiness and self-confidence begins with an act of faith. You are giving your dreams for a reason. Believe in yourself. What's holding you back? Release your fears and make a decision to follow your heart's desire. You drew this card because you're guided to fulfill your life purpose. The fairies ask you to do so joyfully and playfully. Begin your personal transformation by telling supportive people of your intentions. When you verbally express, as I just said about law of attraction, this backs it up. When you verbally express your plans or write them down, we become more fully committed to moving forward. The voicing of our hopes helps us have the courage of our convictions and brings about real change. Our female dreamer stands at the base of the mountain, atop which sits the Glastonbury Tor, a sacred tower dedicated to mighty Archangel Michael. This is symbolic of beginning your journey, with the long climb upward being guided and protected by God and Archangel Michael. Yeah, so onward and upward. So it's saying new beginning. There's like a resurrection. We've just come out of a equinox, a summer equinox, and we also just came into a full moon. I think it was full moon in Pisces. That was 2 weeks ago in a solar eclipse. Now we're in full moon in, I did have it. I've got it on my calendar. Libra, full moon in Libra. I think it's on the 2nd of October, and that is in full moon in Libra. It's a full lunar eclipse in Libra. So that's what that's saying. Maybe you're deciding to sign a new lease, purchase something, like review the details, and you'll win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. You may have to attend a court case which involves legalities, and it's saying you will win the case and be paid outright with money. It could even be like you're trying to sue a hospital, or you're trying to go to court to fight allegations and things that were said or done to a member of your family. And you're doing out of love. This can also represent marriage for some people. because we've got the Ace of Cups here. It's a rebirth, a beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Yeah, you may run into someone you haven't seen for a very long time and come into union with them. It's a beginning. An Ace of Cups is, in 1 month's time, you will see this person, and it will end up in marriage. They could be a pilot. They could be in the military, the Air Force, the Navy, because he's in a full military outfit. You may have a choice between two. One could be younger and one could be older. And that's the choice that you have to make. But the choice is not a choice really, because it's blessed by an angel. See the angel blessing the union. The union, it's been destined. You're attracted to each other, and maybe you're not that other person's type, like figure-wise. Like you may not be the normal that they would choose or go for. But it's not about physicality. It is about your spirituality. They're attracted to your spirituality and your emotional intelligence. That's what they're attracted to. And some people, mostly I find Scorpions are highly sensitive people. Scorpions will pick up on things that no one else will pick up. My son's a disability support worker like I was before. He's doing that now, and he's really good at it because he observes people. And you don't even know he's observing you. He'll notice when your hand tremors, like shakes, or just the littlest nuances he'll pick up on. We used to sit on a bus when he was a little boy, and he'd go, no eating, no drinking. He always played by the rules. He was a good rule-abiding citizen, basically. He used to follow the rules. He never wanted to get in trouble. He never wanted to be on the wrong side of the law. He was very honest, very truthful, and very emotional, and he still is to this day. And I connect with him because he's so emotional. He's my beautiful boy, my little Cupid. And sometimes emotions come out as anger. So sometimes he'll be angry, but he's not angry. He's just really upset. He's really sad about something. That's the Lovers. Then we've got the Moon. The Moon is powerful, intuitive epiphanies. This water sign I'm picking up could work in the movies. They could be an actor, they could be a singer, they could be a producer. They might work behind the scenes rather than in front of the camera. They may have used to do acting. That was their past occupation, but now they're more into the line of producing behind the scenes. They like to be behind the scenes. And what I'm getting with the Moon is, see how, if you look in the water, she's got a mandolin, which is an old-fashioned guitar. 16th century they had mandolins. I love history. I like to study things like that. Then in the water, it looks different to what she's holding. Some things look different in moonlight than what they do in daylight. In the water is a harp. So it's gone from a mandolin to a harp. So what appears okay on the surface is actually what is hidden. There is a lot hidden that you don't know about of this person. They don't dole out information unless it's absolutely possible. They don't like to be vulnerable, and they don't like people knowing their business. They don't like disclosing anything. I've got something about a non-disclosure. I don't know who that's for. If you're a famous person, maybe you need to make this person sign a non-disclosure statement, as in whatever goes on between, whatever you speak about privately, or when you see each other, when you share intimate details privately on a special encrypted email address, or it's encrypted so no one can look in and see. It'll be just between you two. You cannot share that information. It is not for public knowledge. It is, I see a non-disclosure document being signed in order to have this relationship. You possibly are hidden from view. You are possibly not even known about in the public eye. The person that you're interested in is in the public eye. But yeah, and they don't talk about anything other than the reading. They don't try to incriminate anyone. So it's saying personal things stay personal. The thing about Scorpions, because I'm reading for water, I'm reading for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The thing about Scorpions is that betrayal is the worst thing you can do to a Scorpion. If you betray their trust, they will never speak to you again. That'll be it. because trust is a big thing, and privacy is a big thing. Privacy Act 1988. I studied law. I remember facts and figures because I really liked the law. I was studying it when lockdown was in Law in Action, and I was having to quote different acts, and I remember 1988 was the Privacy Act. So yeah, non-disclosure. I'm seeing a non-disclosure statement that you have to sign, or they have to sign that you're interested in, because they're quite public with what they do, and you can't be, because you've got protection from your bosses. Oh, I'm just going to say that. Then we've got the renewal. Now the renewal card is about judgment. You, this is another Scorpion card. You don't like to be judged, and nor will you judge other people. And you find it interesting. You are trying to do something that will help. I'm getting this very strongly with one particular water sign, getting Cancer. You're trying to work with the laws that are in place because of your position or what you do for a living, whether you're royalty or you're, in a place of power, a position of power. You have to work with what was always done in an industry or in royal chambers, if you will, and they were the laws of the land. Well, I think it's called the law of the forest. There's one of the laws I researched, and that was back in the old days of the royalty. There was the law of the forest. You could only kill what you could, and you couldn't take a lot. You had to just kill one thing and take it home, because that was helping the ecosystem renew itself. But this isn't particularly telling me that you want to work and switch up, change the old laws, and put some new ones in so they're more tolerated, not so rigid. You want it to be less rigid so you can have a happy life and a happy family life, because you want it to be more flexible. That's what I'm getting. You're going to be the change. So when you come into power, I'm guessing this is in, I've got here 2 years. I don't know what's happening. Whatever position you come into, you will have the power to change some laws and make positive changes, or you may be doing that now. You may have been making big changes in the old customary 1600 outdated laws. You're wanting to change them. So when you go down in history, you're the person that changed the laws of society. Then we've got a release. So that's a death of an old way, transformation. Maybe the way you used to live your life, you don't want to live it like that anymore. And it's a Scorpio ending, makes way for new opportunities, time to move on. You may want to move on and do something different. You might not want to do the same role you used to do. You may want to change into so you have more balance, which is what I got here. More work-life balance is what you're after. I think before you were just all work, and no time to find love or no time to have a relationship that's long-lasting, because you were too busy working. Because your next gig, your next thing you had to do in order to keep working. That's what I'm getting. It's very cutthroat in makeup. Makeup's like that too. Makeup and hairdressing, beauty therapy. Well, when you work in a department store like I did, it was extremely cutthroat. I had to be number 5 on the floor when I worked for Clarence, because that was the position I had to have. We had to be 5th on the floor with our KPIs, our money, how much we'd made that week, because we're $1 million account. So it's a very competitive industry, and people would do all sorts of things to make sure you didn't get there, throw you off your game. Like if you do sports, sorry about the background noise, I live in a building, shared apartment. In that, they would try and throw you off your game, so you would get upset. They would talk about you, gossip about you, gang up on you, try and steal your customers, because you're in an open floor plan with like all these different makeup houses, and it's dog eat dog. You've got to be a very strong character in order to withstand all the backlash and put downs and gossip and all that. You had to grow thick skin, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they were very, very funny crew. I had to navigate lots of different people's emotions and jealousies when you got targets they didn't get. Okay, now I'm going to pull another deck. This was I forgot to introduce it. This was the Doreen Virtue Radley Valentine deck, and it's well loved, as you can see, by Howard David Johnson. And the next one I've got is, again, that's confirmation. of what I just said. That's confirmation that horn that beeped. Work Your Light Oracle card guidebook. Okay. Now I'm going to pull these cards. These are yes or no cards. And I just pulled it because I flipped it over and I picked it up and it was there by accident. I didn't mean to look at it. So we've got a yes card. It's saying yes. It's asking. You're asking. Just say yes. If you get asked to sign a non-disclosure, if this person is asked to sign a non-disclosure clause, they will say yes. They will do yes. They will. They will do whatever you need. That's good. Okay, and then we'll pick up this one. I did a drawing yesterday because I've got a visual arts diary because I astral travel when I'm asleep. So about 2 years ago I dreamt about this division. It was a division of power is what I got. So states were going to break up or provinces were going to argue with each other. So I got that. And I didn't know what it meant. And then I saw this green dress, and I drew it. I drew the dress, and I found it 2 years later in a formal photograph of our current Prince of Wales, and Princess Catherine. And the dress she had on was what I drew. That was 2 years ago, and I couldn't understand why I was seeing it. Oh, Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. That's an interesting card to pull. So I'm going to read out of the book because I don't know these cards very well. Soul Family. Okay, 80. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. It is time to call in your soul family and support team. People who you get at soul level, people who are the same kind of weird as you, people who are your chosen family, they are coming and they are looking for you. If you haven't found them yet, this is a sign that they are close by. But in order for them to find you and recognize you when they do, it is important that you stop dimming your light and truly let yourself be seen. If you've already found them, then you are being called to let them support you and perhaps also assemble a wider support team. Your support team can consist of all types of people, such as a therapist, I have a psychologist, a coach, a mentor, or a healer. I have a psychologist because I've got PTSD from a shared living space where I was attacked. Therapist, coach, mentor, or healer. Tune into what kind of support you need now. Call in your support team, your light action, work your light action. And that was out of Soul Family. That was out of action cards, so I've got to call in my team of people. Yeah. Healer. And healing can happen through going to therapy, talking to Lifeline. I work for Lifeline. I'm a support volunteer worker. And I listen to a lot of people and see a lot of people going through really hard times and donating because they've just lost their loved ones due to death, and they give donations, or picking things up for their child because they're a single mum and they can't afford brand new stuff. And trust me, you get some amazing things at Wallsend Lifeline, where I work. You get the most brand new stuff. I've picked up brand new Charlie Brown, Sea Folly, brand new stuff that people just donate, which is amazing. I bought a pair of shoes, Trenery. Trenery's Trent Nathan brand. They're boots. They're gorgeous. And they would have been worth $400. Someone's just nice enough to be able to donate it. I know a lot of people, a lot of shops donate mattresses, bedding, clothes, to help support volunteers, places like that, to help pay for the services they provide, which is counselling over the phone. Oh, Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. Yes. You are the Oracle. Oh, that's a very strong card to pull. Sorry. Got really noisy just then. Pillar of light. I'm going to shut the window so I can hear you. Not hear them. Pillar of light. Is 102. Okay. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression. A conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light, connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creations never can be expressed. For too long we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides, but without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside of, for you hold all the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart, in every cell of your body. Do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you they have no way of communicating what they're trying to communicate. Yeah, I'm just a vessel. I keep saying that. I'm just communicating what people want me to communicate. You are the oracle. You are the rainbow bridge. You are the pillar of light. Yeah. So the rainbow bridge, if you're not familiar, is actually a rainbow bridge where they say that animals go to when they die. They say they take them to a rainbow bridge where you can visit them. My mother sees her pets all the time, and when I was really sick with COVID, I had my Uncle Morris's dog, Jed, come to visit me. That was back last year, I'm guessing. I think it was about a year ago. It was Christmas, around Christmas time. Or maybe it was, maybe just after Christmas, and I got COVID. I've recently had COVID again. It's the third time I've had it, and I've been really sick with COVID and, what's it called? Glandular fever, which, it's really hard to get rid of when you get it, and it looks like you've got swollen, I had swollen glands. That's how I first got sick. All my glands were up. I could barely swallow anything. I was coughing up phlegm, and just really ill. Temperatures, you name it, I had it, and my face was swollen. It's still a bit swollen. It's going to take a while to flush it out. They say to use lots of juices and teas. I've been drinking chamomile tea, soup, tomato juice. I drink V8 juice, it's called. It's like vegetable juice. It's got celery and tomatoes, and it's 5 serves of vegetables. It's very refreshing. You can put it with celery. You can have a celery stick with it, but it helps to flush out toxins and phlegm. And being water sign, they are the phlegmatic. So water signs do better by swimming in the ocean. They need the water to process their emotions, because emotions are based on the moon. And we've had a moon recently, a moon in Pisces. Now we're coming up to a moon in Libra. And we've just had the summer equinox. So there's a lot of astrological energy going on right now, which is upsetting everyone. Accidents, people stealing things. Full moons are never good. It upsets people that have got mental health issues. It's a whole gamut of things. Yeah. Oh, well, that's interesting. I pulled that card. I'll have to do both of them. They were both cards I was supposed to pull. All right. One's from a different area, again, because they're marked out into different sections. So we've got Trust the Niggle. Which number was that? 52. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? The niggling feeling, that annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying niggling feeling. Try as you might, it's there, and it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their niggling feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rationalization to numb them out. It It's exhausting, and until you face that niggle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it, to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. The relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact it's in the body. The intuition, the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body, to receive the intuitive intelligence, and act on it quickly. Yeah, body scans. I do that when I used to do beauty therapy. So a body scan is basically, whenever I used to do upper body massage, I'd have to do around the décollage, which is down the chest, female chest, neck, and around the back of the shoulders, like the neck area and the lower the shoulder blades. That's as far as we would massage while we were processing a facial mask. When I did that with one of the clients, she failed to disclose. You meant to fill out a form to say if you've had an accident in the last 5 years, and she didn't put that down. And I could have been up for public liability. If I had ruptured her problem, she could have claimed that I did it, that I upset her, and sued the place I worked at, which was a big department store called Myer. Now, what I did see was, because I'm psychic, I picked it up by body scanning her, by picking up energy off her body. And I picked up, I said cervical node 7, which is C7, whiplash. And she said, how the hell did you know I had a car accident? I said, because I saw it in my third eye, I was seeing it visually, picking up on her energy. And she was gobsmacked. And unfortunately, we had a conflict of interest because people started coming to me to get makeovers, but really they wanted readings. Or they went to get facials so they could get a free reading off me. And the conflict of interest was it was a big religious group. Myers in Brisbane had a lot of Seventh-day Adventists that worked there. And religious, like extremists. And I was a spiritual being and a psychic, and they were scared of me. And they thought that it was blasphemy. So they tried to get me sacked, which eventually I left. I just knew they were trying to get rid of me. So that's my beef with Maya. With the religious nutters. So it's saying that, scan the body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quite quickly. You are being called to face the niggle. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path. And then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. So go and get that checkup. Go and see the doctor, which I've recently done. Go and see whoever you have to figure out what is wrong with you. Make sure that you're clear of any illness, is what it's saying. Then you've got Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And we've got, that's a special card, Lemuria. 114 is a transmission card. I cannot stand hypocrisy. This is why I don't go to church. I can't stand these hypocrites who claim to be Christians and the whole thing. And then behind closed doors, they're abusive to their partner or their children. Or, they don't follow what they say they're going to do. They're hypocrites. I find them hypocritical. I can't stand hypocrisy. I'm authentic. I'm truly who I am. You're never going to get a different version of me. I never lie. I always tell the truth when it comes to anything to do with anything. And yet if I'm questioned this person I was recently dealing with didn't believe I was sick. I was sick for 4 weeks. And that person I no longer have to deal with because I'm not with that place anymore. Okay, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Lemuria or Mu is one of the earth's lost lands where heaven really was a place on earth, a time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. In Lemuria, life worked in harmony. All beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply reverent to Mother Earth. We knew that a mosquito was no more than us, no worse than us, and then some no better. Perhaps you too believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. Perhaps you're part of the transition team who at soul level are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet now. Thank you for wanting to do this work. It is easy to get overwhelmed by the state of affairs on the planet right now, but you are being encouraged to keep holding the clear vision of the future. It is closer than you think. You may be guided to hold the frequency of Lemuria in your own community, family, workplace, or within yourself. Know that it is possible, and while at times it may feel like you are alone, You truly are not. There are hundreds of thousands who hold the codes of the ancient Lost Land and even Lemuria crystals that hold the codes of remembering that are beginning to rise all over the planet. Keep doing what you are doing and remember the only way to heal the world around us is to first heal ourselves. Exactly. I hold the codes of Lemuria and believe that heaven can be a place on earth. So that's a beautiful card. And then the last one I've got, I'll pull, is that was underneath it. Okay. Priestess. How are you being called to step up and heal? I got that in the last reading for air signs. So if you're air and you're cross watching, because you've got a moon placement or an ascendant in a water placement like Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, cross watchers, go and watch the air channel, the air signs I put up, because it talked about the High Priestess. So it's come up twice now because I got it because I'm an air sign with 3 moon placements in Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces. Priestess. Priestess, where is that? Yeah, number 46. How are you being called to step up and lead? The priestess is a teacher. I call myself a spiritual teacher. That's what I call myself. The priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. No one wants a perfect angel. That's what I just said before. No one's perfect. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing called life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it's because at some point in your life you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were and are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they may even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles, the peaks, the troughs. You don't need to know the way, just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. Yeah. So being in a spiritual community, that's how I find my other tribe, because I watch other people's channels to try and see if what I'm picking up is like collectively, worldwide, we're all picking up on the same energy together. That's why I watch all the channels. I'm doing my research to see, like, if what I'm picking up is being picked up all around the world. Because the readers come all over the world that I watch. Some are in New Jersey, some are, they're all from different sides of the planet. And we all get on there together and post our stuff. And sometimes you see things that are similar to what you've posted. I used to accuse them of copying my stuff, which they can do. But I don't think now. I think it's just that we've got the same collective. We're called highly sensitive people, and we're picking up on things collectively. I find I struggle. I've worked in department store most of my days in makeup and beauty therapy over 20 years. But I struggle to go into department stores now. I go in there and it's like all this noise. I'm picking up all these people's energy. To give you a visual, it's like going into a squash court and you bounce the ball and it makes a noise. It ricochets the noise off all the walls with the sound of the ball. That's what it's like for me in a shopping centre. I'm trying to pick up everyone's energy. That's all I have for you today. I hope that reads helps someone. Please remember to like and share it. It was a longer reading than I thought, but this is for water signs.